Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
Oh, we on the air?
Yeah, we're on the air.
Oh shit. Okay, well, hey everybody. This is a semi-useless show. Um, I'm gonna be your schmo host for the evening, and Sam's gonna be the guest schmo host. What do we call that? Is that the That's the schmo host, right?
I forget if you're the co-host or the schmo host. I think
Oh,
I'm the
you're the
schmo. Ho-
schmo host.
I think I'm the schmo host, and you're the co-host. We need Jimmy back right now.
Yep.
Um,
All right, let's start a different show.
yeah. As you can see, we're missing our main man. This has happened once before, and it was also a disaster.
I don't
We're
know.
gonna
I thought
try.
it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the
Oh,
pipe.
Yep. So anyway,
What's your? All right. Anyway, I'm the schmo host, Sam.
my name is Phil the Blank.
Fill the blank. Nice.
Yes, it's French for filling in for the evening. But mm, mm, it's been a little while since I smoked this. I'm smoking. I'm gonna do a product spot. I'm smoking
Go for it.
Drew Estates Black Cavendish. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes, yes. And this pipe is actually it's been a little while since I smoked. This pipe has been outside, so there may or may not have been spider eggs in it. So
Does that add to the flavor or
it does a little bit, I think, because it tastes better. I mean, I'm not knocking the product. The product was great as it was, but the spider eggs are just like a nice touch, like a nice little spice.
yeah.
I'm
Sometimes
also smoking out of very rarely do you see an unreliable Bic lighter, so I'm going to go to the other one here.
oh, that's very strange.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Yeah.
Maybe just it was so good that it actually finally ran out of fuel.
Could be. There's some things that are just too good, like Sweetwater 420.
What's that beer all about?
That beer is one of my favorite beers ever created. I got a 6-pack, and like I don't mow them down or anything like that because I actually savor the moment. I love it. I love it on tap, and I love it in the bottle. It's very good. When I first tried it, I probably said this on the show before, but when I first tried it, I saw it on tap and it had a big fish head, and I'm like, well, that's just going to be a stinky, bad beer. It's like, the product placement of it all. Like, I actually went to the bar, tried a couple other beers, and avoided that one on purpose because of the big, stinky fish on the tap. So finally, I asked the barkeep, I said, barkeep, and that's what he said. No, barkeep, I would like to know what is your newest beer that you have. I didn't ask it like that at all. I was like, is there any new beers I should try?
Yeah.
And he's like, here, try that one, Sweetwater 420. I'm like, the one with the fish on the thing? And he's like, yeah. So I tried it. And that's why the rest is history. That's why I'm pouring it in this man chalice here so I can smoke my toasted black Cavendish by Drew Estate and drink my Sweetwater 420.
It's like Jimmy. It's like Jimmy's still here.
Yeah, it's almost as if here he is. No, wait. That's Sweetwater 420. So the company is Sweetwater then? I just always call it Sweetwater 420. They call it an extra pale ale 420. I also didn't want to try it because I thought they were trying to market, not to potheads, but they were trying to do, because I didn't know any of the background, and I still don't. I just know it's a good beer. And the 420 thing obviously is more of a weed deal, right? So then you go and you look, you see the fish head, oh, it's stinky. Oh, they're trying to appeal to a mass crowd because we're going to put 420 on there. And I drank it and I said, oh my God, with all these things that I was against in the first place, I'm like, why? Why didn't I just give it a shot? I should have known. I actually drank another beer one time. It was with Uncle Mike. What was it? It was, I want to say it was Stump Grinder or I forgot what the hell it was called. It sounded horrible, and it was actually a pretty good beer. So thanks to Sweetwater for putting a fish on the thing, and then, just get a nasty, why don't you just get like a nasty, disgusting, just have a roadkill animal just hanging right off of the tap, and I'll try it instantly now. Because I mean, I was kind of fooled, and then fooled into getting into something that I actually like.
Yeah, it's usually goes the other way. Like they fool you into something that sucks.
Yeah, that of course is the worst thing ever. Kind of like having to light a pipe. But so anyway, let's start the show. Even though we started already. Now I started the show off with a middle finger because I hate everybody. But the other reason why is because Apple decided to give people the middle finger by allowing their emojis to have by allowing themselves to have different emojis and their customers to have emojis, right? Is that how you say it? Emojis? I'm 32 years old, so I don't know how to say things.
Oh, I don't know either. I think it's emoji. They used to be called emoticons. I don't know where. I don't know when they started to go to emojis. I think when phones like on AOL Instant Messenger.
When applications went to apps, that's probably when. So, anyways, they have. It was on Reddit, of course, where we get all our stuff from. So on Reddit, they had these emojis, and they were showing all these emojis, but no middle finger. But I guess in the new ISO or iOS, yeah, that they decided to include that in their new phones and stuff like that. So I got the company, I got all the phone qualifications, the ASS and all that messed up, and didn't know what emojis were. But anyways, Apple's giving you the finger. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you want to give somebody else the finger, you can now do that.
So you're saying you can get your own custom ones?
That I don't know. No, I didn't read the story, but I saw that.
Wait, so you're saying there's more, and one is a middle finger, is what you're saying?
Right.
Okay, I gotcha.
So now, what I got, my impression that I got out of it is there's a bunch of emojis that are available now that weren't available before. So, I wouldn't doubt that you could do your own custom ones and stuff like that if you wanted to, And if you can't, then you should. What were you going to say?
Oh, real quick, for some reason your mic's fading in and out. I don't know if it's because you're.
Hello.
Yeah, it's just randomly fading in and out when you're talking. It might be when you're going away from it. Or...
Maybe it's Yep. Maybe it's this toasted black Cavendish by Drew Estate. I should be getting a phone call and a royalty check any minute now.
Or we're getting sued. Either way.
Yeah. Speaking of getting sued, I'm going to get sued by Glamour Shots for having this background.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Because it's just like I got this new background, and it's definitely like when you went to school and they said, "Here, hold this baseball bat." And
that's exactly what I was thinking when you.
Yeah. Just before they take the picture, here, hold the mascot from the Magic. What the hell is that thing's name?
I don't know. But I had giant crayons that I held.
You held you held a giant crayon, which is just totally ridiculous.
One giant crayon, and there's some crayons laying on the ground too, purposefully. Instead of a baseball bat or whatever, I was just like, "Oh, give me the crayons." What the hell's wrong with me?
I don't know. Maybe because it resembled a giant dog, and maybe it has something to do with that. It could possibly have something to do with that. So yeah, there's my Glamour Shots background. It didn't cost me too much. It's crinkly, and usually it matches my shirts. I decided to wear a collared shirt today because I was the host. Fill the blank.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, I figured
I wore the regular T-shirt because I'm not the host.
That's okay though. You're doing a fine job, sir. Very fine job. You got us on the air, so that helped out a lot.
There's that, I guess. Even though you did the same thing, and I just deleted it and did it again. But anyway,
what about that guy with the head? The guy that was going to put his head on.
I didn't read too much into it yet, but like we talked about last week, which the story's been known about for a long time. The guy that was going to do a head transplant, who also looks just like the doctor from Metal Gear Solid 5. But we already went over that.
I saw a little bit about that. I actually kind of watched the show last time.
Yeah. But that was a whole different thing. But just in case nobody else knows what it is,
was it a hoax or?
No, it's not a hoax. He was actually serious about the whole thing, but then like he's acting like this is definitely going to happen in 2017 and everything, and like it's already a go. Everybody's happy about it. Everybody's impressed with the presentation, but his latest presentation is basically saying that. Well, first of all, I didn't read too much into it, but like his PowerPoint presentations and everything were failing, and they kept crashing and stuff. That was a bad start already. But the presentation was basically saying no one's helping him with the idea now, and he needs America to come help him with it. To help
why did they choose us?
I don't know, but he's basically saying we need America, someone with money in America, basically like someone like Donald Trump or.
I was about to say why did they choose me, but after the money part, just that part alone.
He's saying he's someone like an investor with money to support the idea, and like even supposedly even the guy that's getting the head transplant, like the one that's getting his head taken off and put on another body.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy that's getting the body transplant. That's what I'm saying.
It always costs money to get head.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Doesn't anybody been paying attention to the red light district at all in America?
It's not free.
Yeah,
not free ever.
They're not going to give you the green light and the red light unless you show them the green.
But
see the light.
But even like he's like looking at it. No, it's good. I like the random conversations. But even he is looking at it. Supposedly he had like a weird
whole show.
He had a weird face, like this face that's going to be put on another body. By the way, he's even like, this guy's going to be doing surgery on me. Like even that, I don't think it's going to happen now. I think like he blew it. Like it's just not going to happen. And doctors are completely doubting it. They say the max you can ever have a head severed is like 2 minutes. Like you have to, or something like that. Or 2 or 5 minutes, something really short. Like you could not possibly.
So they were just crazy with this whole thing. It was just
because the doctor's saying it has to be like 2 to 5 minutes, and the head's gonna die. So it's like, how could you ever attach a head in 5 minutes? You know what I mean? It can't be done. That really can't be physically done. And if I do believe that, and there's probably people that know more about when heads die than how to reattach a head.
Mm-hmm.
But he's saying like, oh, you can use this laser cutter that cuts it perfect and blah, 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 blah. But I'm just thinking like, it does make sense that the head would die really freaking quick.
Right.
And without a body attached to it.
So he's asking for help for funding from America, which can't get over 2 guys joining together, one male and another male joining together. But he literally wants us to get on board with joining a head to another male's body, 2 people actually coming together, 2 males coming together.
Maybe that's why he figured it, because since gay marriage is legal in the U.S. now, he's just like, well, maybe now they'll let me do that.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. Yep,
that's a very good point.
We gotta join these 2 dudes together as soon as possible.
Yes.
So basically,
we already discussed. We were kind of discussing the last year, like, oh, how could you ever masturbate again, because it's like you are jacking off another dude now, basically.
That is true. You are,
but with his own hand,
touching another guy. Yeah, so. And now I can never masturbate again because now I'm going to be thinking of this project the whole time. Now that you mentioned masturbating to this, so thanks a lot.
Yep, I might now masturbate for the next 10 minutes now.
Yeah, you might actually not do the old reach under the table during the broadcast.
Exactly. That happens all the time. Can't even count them anymore.
No.
Every broadcast.
Yes. Every Samcast. So, anyways, the underneath your desk needs to be clean, is basically what I'm saying.
Well, that's why I got this handy.
Disinfected. Some handy.
Windex.
What is
available available at any retailer.
And any and all retailers.
Pretty much.
Certain gas stations, it may just be colored water. It might not even be Windex, so we don't support that.
No. Make sure it says Windex on the bottle.
Are we done making fun of the guy with no body? He has a body right now.
And it sucks. It's a horrible body. He can't even.
Is it really?
Yeah, he can't even walk on it or something.
Okay.
Totally defective.
Did you ever see that episode of Aqua Teen or whatever one they retitled how they retitle them? Aqua something something blah blah blah.
Yeah, I never saw any of the retitled ones. I never got that far, I don't think.
Did you ever see did you happen to catch an episode, I don't know if it was the regular Aqua Teen, where they transplant Carl's head on another body. You remember that one?
That sounds so familiar.
And the body rejected the head. Well, they put him on a. They were like, "Why did you put Carl's head on a black jazz player's body?" And it's like all skinny and everything. Carl was fat and white and bald, and then it's just like they put his head on there, and the thing starts beating the hell out of his head. That's the first thing when you guys were talking about it last weekend. Yeah, totally rejected the head, or the body rejected the head. So it started kicking its own ass, like beating Carl in the face, in his face that was attached to the body.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's the first thing I showed Nicole. I said they're talking about putting a head on a guy's body, and then I just showed her that episode again, and it was hilarious. So that's all I could think of the whole time when you guys were when I knew you guys were talking about that. So I had to watch that. And then they end up putting his head on a robot, and it was like all, of course, Frylock was all super powered and overcharged and had missiles, and it was huge. And they're like, "And you're gonna plug that thing in with his head on it?" And they're like, "No, because he's gonna be pissed. We got to pull the plug on this thing." So they end up putting his head on a remote controlled car, and he's like, "Oh, you're smashing my friggin' nose." This is pretty funny.
Yeah, I see it. I gotta watch this show again.
So they have you know how Google has the new the Google. It's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like an Uber thing, right? Or is it just is it an Uber thing, or is it a car? Like there's the Google driver cars to where it's driverless.
Uber's the taxi service.
Okay, like, so what's Google doing with their cars?
They're self-driving.
So they're self-driving. Okay.
Yeah. So it's different than Uber. Uber's like you call up it's not a taxi company, but like you can get an app, and then if somebody's nearby wants to, they can come pick you up for money, basically. So it's just like an app that says, like, basically, I need a ride, and then someone that also has the app will say, okay, I'll give you the ride if you pay me.
Well, that's Uber, though.
That's Uber, yep.
But how does Google make money off these self-driving cars? Or are they just selling them?
It's just an experiment right now, I believe.
Oh, okay. So then when they do have them, see, here's the thing is this is the reason why I thought of this. Like, I kind of figured out a connection here. Because they're going to sell these self-driving cars to where you get in, they sell them to you, you get into them, and then they take you around, like you buy the car.
Oh, I think so.
I have a feeling that it's more like an Uber-based thing. Maybe. I probably should have read it, you know? I mean, there's some advantages of reading, I guess. But I didn't read that.
It's just like I didn't read the article from the last one either. I just kind of skimmed through it, and I'm like, I'll bring it up on the show anyway.
Yeah. Well, there is that. I'm trying to get let's see here. Sorry for the delay, but I just wanted to show you something real quick. I'm hoping that Google doesn't there's unfortunately what I have to do with my laptop. I was able to show a picture with no problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now when I have to show a picture, I have to jump through all these fucking hoops with it's not Google Hangouts, but I have to, with the new computer, I have to open it up in Google, and then it doesn't show it like straight. So like as soon as not that I'm bad mouthing the computer, it's a great video game computer and very powerful, but it's more like Windows 10, I guess, that
you can't use screen share, you mean?
Well, I can use screen share, but it's very limited. And actually at this point in time, I can't use screen share at all. I don't know why it's not opening up or doing anything here. It was kind of something I wanted to do with that, but anyways. So we'll talk about this instead. Jeopardy literally ended up on one of their, I don't know if they ended up airing it or what, but they had to have, I'm assuming. They actually literally got Alex Trebek to say Turd Ferguson.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was on the air or what it was, but I heard
believe that so. I believe it was.
Yeah, because he goes, "What is Turd Ferguson?" And then, you know, because she wrote her thing out. I didn't actually watch it. I saw a picture of it. I'm like, wow, that's like the Saturday Night Live skit, right?
Yeah.
So they got him to say Turd Ferguson, so I thought it was pretty funny.
It's funny because he wasn't even in that, I don't think.
Right. Well, do you think that he even knew about the Saturday Night Live sketch at all?
I'm sure he did, but like he probably didn't remember the lines. I don't know.
Yeah. It's weird.
He'd probably find it funny afterwards. I don't know. I imagine he has like a sense of humor.
He should. He should have a sense of humor.
Yeah. He'd probably find it funny afterwards, like, oh, they got me. Or he's just like, what the fuck? Why?
Could be. I mean, I don't think that he just went ahead and was like, yeah, Turd Ferguson, and didn't know what it meant. You know, he's Alex Trebek. He could take a joke.
Yeah, I guess he's kind of smart too.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. I mean, it is Jeopardy. He should be pretty smart. Do you think that he actually learned something after all these years, or do you think that he just kind of wings it, kind of like I'm on the show all the time and I don't know how to get it on the air. I don't know how to use screen share.
Oh, it took me 15 minutes to figure out too.
Yeah, well, 15 minutes.
That's what
I didn't figure it out at all.
The description, all I put for the description was we're just winging it for this one.
Is that what you ended up putting in?
Yeah, it's in name of it's I don't know, but then the descriptions we're just winging it or something like that.
It's so funny because before I tested it out, before we went on the air, I went onto a regular a non-on-air hangout, and I actually did figure out how to pull the pictures up for screen share, and then when I'm on the air, it doesn't do it. So I kind of blame that a little bit on Google Hangouts because it worked on the other one with no problem, and I'm not really doing anything different. Except I'm sweating because there was 2 or 3 things that I needed to do live that involved pictures, but I don't know why I ended up doing that, but you know.
Do you have links to the pictures, or are they on your computer?
Yeah, well, I click on it. Let's do it. We'll just make this a tutorial. Since I have nothing, since there's nothing else I can do. I have Windows 10. I click on the picture. Okay. I right click, and then I go open with Google Chrome because Jimmy said that would work, and I did try it and it did work, but now that I'm live, it's not working all of a sudden. That's what I don't get. So, and then I go to screen share and I go down, and then it says photos, 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 and then it doesn't show it on screen share what I was trying to look at.
That's strange.
Very strange. Yeah.
Strange even.
It's almost as if it's strange.
Yes.
I'm going to try one more picture. Maybe it'll just pop up without me having to do the Google thing. We shall see. Nope. So there's that. And this almost completes our tutorial for the evening because there's absolutely nothing else I can do. Let's see. There's another. And I'm assuming there's nothing here. Is that a blank screen?
It's a blank screen, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't fucking work.
So far, so good.
At all. Yep. Well, what are you gonna do when Hangouts lets you down?
So they are on your computer, not on the internet, is what you're saying.
Well, that's the thing is I did put them on the computer, and then I'm supposed to open it with Chrome, and then it's supposed to show on screen share whatever Chrome is, but fuck it. I'm just going to drink this beer and see where this goes.
Well, can you describe the pictures to us?
Yeah, I can describe. The first picture was literally a Chrome car with Chrome rims, but it's totally not funny unless you saw that it was actually the Google Chrome logo on the rims.
Yeah.
You know, Google Chrome rims. Yeah. It's like I'm trying to explain.
No. It's hilarious. I'm trying to find it real quick.
Yeah. At least you'll be able to see it. So.
Here we go. I got it.
Great. Can you screen share it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Then I should have just fucking had you do it.
That's what I was saying. Do you have them on your computer? Do you have a link to them? But I got it now. Okay, just give me a second here. This is what it looks like right here. Nope, not yet. Oh, so much for this.
This is what it looks like to smoke a mini chimney.
Here we go. Start screen share. All right, right here.
That's exactly the picture.
There it is.
Well, that was very unclimactic.
Thank you, Google, for allowing me to find this picture of a Google car with Google Chrome rims.
On your own Chromage.
Yes.
So, the other thing I want you to do, I need you to look up a picture of a guy named Bracco, and you'll find an image of a guy that looks like he's laying his head on a rock.
Brocco.
Mm-hmm. And not Barack Obama. His name is just Brocco.
I'm seeing as Brock from Pokemon.
Braco. And then it's a guy with long hair and just a clean-shaven face. By the way, Semi-Useless show every Tuesday, 7:30. That's the man right there. Can you screen share him?
What do you mean?
So I can see him? Or are you already screen sharing him?
I already screen shared him right here.
Okay. Now this guy, if he was to have an ad on a dating site, the ad would go as such. Hi, I'm Brocco. I am 48 years old. I am, as far as I know, not religious. I have spent the last 20 years of my life using my face to heal people. My face has been known to dispel physical and emotional suffering. So here's the thing. We can go ahead and we can get rid of him. That guy right there has literally, for the last 20 years, he has a website where you can go to and you can look at his face. He has a live stream that he has set up, kind of like this, but maybe more entertaining. That you can actually look at his face and just stare into his eyes, and it's supposed to heal you and dispel emotional suffering. So if anybody had like a traumatic, brain injury or something like that, physically, that dispels physical suffering. And I'm sure that there's some sort of way that this guy ends up getting paid for this.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know how it is. I mean, if you're doing it for 20 years, you should be getting, that's a golden face, right? I mean, there's something there. I actually, when I looked up the thing on Reddit, I was taking a shit on the toilet, and I looked it up, and I saw his face, and now I'm a believer. So, no. I was actually looking at his face, and we'll probably get sued for putting his face on there, but I am also going to probably get sued for this because I looked at his face and I was constipated, and then I had it on the Kindle and I'm looking, I kept staring into his eyes, and I was like, it relieved my suffering. So I am a fucking believer. He doesn't actually. My suffering was a massive turd, by the way, just in case you were thinking.
My suffering right now is I got to take a shit and I can't.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there possibly corn involved? Sometimes it just kind of hangs in there.
No, I'm just gonna hold out. I'm just gonna hold out for a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could release him to the cornfield after the show. I think we still only have a whole nother hour. So good luck with that.
Well, I have it set to go to 8:30, but we can go longer if we want. It's up to us.
You should install a toilet on your chair.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what you should do. So yeah, this guy. Do me a favor and look up Vigo from Ghostbusters, because I think that this guy actually kind of, I don't know, maybe less intimidating and less evil, but it's kind of the same principle. You look into his eyes and, I don't know if it dispels suffering. It might actually add suffering, if anything, if anybody's ever watched Ghostbusters 2, I believe. Was it Ghostbusters 2?
I don't remember 2 too much. 2.
What happened to the new Ghostbusters? It was all right. We know that the guy that wrote it with
there
he is.
It's a painting of him.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's all it was. It was Vigo until he came to life and came out of the painting, obviously.
Okay, I don't remember it at all then, yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but if you didn't watch Ghostbusters 2, then you just don't watch movies in general. Are we still on the air?
Yeah.
I keep hearing a ding. Hello.
The ding means I'm screen sharing, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doing it well too because I know it's doing the thing too. So I got a better method than that. But
hello, I'm Vigo. I enjoy long walks on a mountain of skulls. In my castle of pain, I like sitting on my throne of blood. What was will be. What is will be no more. Now is the season of evil. Vigo von Hamburg. So that would be Vigo's if he had a dating profile, which obviously you were entertained because I just saw you yawning. Did I say Yanni or yawning?
Yanni the Yanator?
Or Fabio. Anytime you see guys with long hair, you just think Fabio, and then instantly you think of a bird right in your eye.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he's on. I mean, first of all, it's Fabio, right?
Yeah.
And then Fabio just so happens to be in a roller coaster and just so happens to get hit with a bird. Maybe it was Apple.
Maybe it wasn't an apple?
No, maybe it was Apple giving him the bird. No, but seriously though, like shit like that happens, and you're like, there goes that. Not that I enjoyed Fabio or anything like that after dark, but no, not that I enjoyed Fabio, but like he gets hit with a bird, and all the things that's like, oh, he's supposed to be beautiful and blah 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 blah, and all the women love him, and then he gets hit with the bird, and that's why it becomes a news story because secretively and maybe not so secretively, people hate him. You know, oh, because he's supposed to be so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then he gets hit with a bird, and it's like, ha ha. Like with Bill Cosby, it's like, you raped, ha ha. Like after all these years, it's like, oh, he's the perfect black comedian. And then, oh, well, there goes all that just right out the window. You know, it's like he was representing all of them. And it's just like, hey, he goes away a little bit. He keeps having a show. He keeps having a career. Here's a Cosby Show, the Cosby Show, the Cosby Show. Goes away for a little bit. And like, he didn't even have anything upcoming. Like, I heard that he did a show after the accusations, and that's like the first time I heard him in a long time of him actually doing it. Is it even accusations anymore, though? Is it official? It's more like statute of limitations, I think.
Statute of limitations?
Did I say statue?
Yes, statute.
I do stuff like
statute of limitations. That's like
the
reason I brought it up is because that's straight from an episode of Seinfeld. Because Kramer's like a statute of limitations, and Elaine's like statute of limitations. And Kramer's like, no, it's statue.
You know what's so fun? Oh, he actually says no, it's statue.
He's like, no, it's statue.
How does he justify that it is a statue though? After
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't have because it's Seinfeld. Right?
Yeah, it's Seinfeld, and he's Kramer, and he just says a statue.
Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, comedy's supposed to progress, like, on The League, if Taco says something, he recorrects somebody, and then he justifies it by following it up with a storyline, you know? Like, when he creates something, he has the Eskimo Brothers database. Have you watched League?
No.
Eskimo Brothers database is, like, basically... you had sex with a woman, and over on the other side of the world, if somebody had sex with that woman, no one would normally know, but the Eskimo Brothers database that Taco creates gets bigger and bigger until he connects everybody, and you basically can look up in his database if you have a connection with that woman, and then you're Eskimo Brothers. Right? So instead of it just being a funny thing for one episode, now I'm on the last season, and he literally has, he calls it the Eskimo Brothers database, so he calls it the EBDB, and then he later on opens a bed and breakfast, so it's an EBDB B&B, where you just go and you instantly make your Eskimo Brothers connection. So basically, you go in with a girl, there's the guys that girl had sex with, and then you have sex with that girl, and he instantly puts it in his database.
Wow.
So
nice.
It's like
that
a whole
is funny.
Thing. Yeah, it is. It is pretty funny.
Even you telling it, it's already funny. Just
yeah, it's worth a watch. Jimmy told me about it. Speaking of Jimmy, he's not with us anymore. Again, he died again in a tragic bestiality accident.
Yes, tragic. He tried the elephant.
He tried the elephant. The elephant never forget because he tried before, and then I don't know where this is going.
No, I don't either.
I talked about corn earlier. Elephants, peanuts also don't digest in your shit. There's your connection. I connected it.
Eskimo Brothers?
Yes, exactly. Like the EBDB. Yeah, so the league is funny, and Jimmy told me about it, said you don't even have to be into fantasy football, which I'm just not into sports at all. And so it's just like a little bit. I like the
I think in that regard we're kind of brothers.
Well, me and you are definitely brothers. What are you talking? Are we going Eskimo brothers?
No, I mean like we're not really too into sports brothers. We also happen to be actual brothers. That kind of.
We're, if anything, because we're not in the sports and we're in the video games, we're the Super Agario brothers.
Yes, super.
You need to actually play that game. For some reason, it's
Agario?
Yeah. When oh, you have?
Yeah, I played way before any of this.
Oh, okay.
When it first
Okay.
came out, I played the crap out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks like something that
What
may
I do
have been
is
created in the '60s, but there was no internet.
No, that was when The Witcher 3
It was a
came
board
out.
game.
And when I was
dots.
When I was like, I want to break from The Witcher 3, then I just play that for like an hour, and they'd be like, all right, back to Witcher 3.
That's actually pretty cool because it's on a totally different spectrum of simplicity and still calming, you know.
Plus, it's good for one-handed. But
that
no,
is
like, seriously eating stuff, and it's just like, yeah, you know, they did the space bar once in a while, split, but
yeah, the space bar split's cool. Here's the thing: is I knew nothing about it when Daniel the Demon was on. Shout out to the Legion of Demons, by the way. When Daniel the Demon was on, he actually, you guys were talking about it was Daniel and Dable that were on, and then you guys talked about it, described it. You all loved it. I think you were talking about it too. I was on the show.
Ever seen Iron Man?
Yeah, have you ever seen Iron Man? Iron Man 2? Inside joke for everybody who's watching. And I'm not even going to explain it. You're just going to have to just kind of like simmer in that inside jokiness.
Put 3 and 3 together.
Put 3 and 3 together. What we have here is a failure to communicate with my brain because I was trying to remember something. The hell was it? Oh, Agario. Yeah. And I listened to you guys describe it, and I was like, oh, okay, what the hell exactly is Agario? Remember? Yeah. And Daniel's just like, if you just take a moment of your time to look up blah, 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 blah. It'd be better if I remembered what he said, but I'm so bad at remembering anything. But anyways, I did check it out. When I checked out his stream, I ended up clicking on it. I played it, and I said, you know what? This game, for its how simple it is actually a great game. And the fact, and you know how I am with simplicity and multiplayer, like how I've always said, we need to be able to play online through Steam to make it easy for everybody, a multiplayer, and I'm even going farther than what I used to say, Super Mario Brothers, where you're Mario, I'm Luigi. We play 2 players not next to each other because we can just join on anytime we want and take turns. Take a simple, old school game and make it online, Nintendo. That's what I'm saying.
And then they have the ability to. On the Wii U, they have online totally. It's just they should do stuff like that, I think. But
yeah, I mean, they even have a system to be able to do it without. Don't even need Steam, but they should Steam it out. You know, they should have.
PlayStation 4 has an ability to stream a game to someone else's system while they play with the second controller.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a pretty cool feature. Any game, I think. NVIDIA is coming out with an, or just did. I never tried it yet for PC.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you could do it. AMD will probably find a way to do it too. But you can, I can actually stream a game to you, and then you could play. Like your mouse and keyboard will work on my computer as a second player, stuff like that. It's actually something that works like that too.
I like that
on PC and PS4, but there should definitely be a Nintendo thingy for it.
Well, I think, and the reason why I said before is I think it should be go any like even farther than what me and you have talked about before. Is you should have just do Super Mario Brothers with 10 players waiting to take their turn, and it's just a different color Mario or a different color Luigi. You have Mario Brothers, Luigi's green, Mario's red.
They should have just done it with Super Mario Maker.
Well, they should then, and then do an online version of it. But I mean, a green, blue, purple, you can pick your color Mario. They should just do classic Mario Brothers online. It's not Mario Brothers if it's only Mario in different colors. But isn't that what Mario and Luigi were originally?
Yeah.
You know?
Now there are more Mario Brothers.
Yeah. How?
There's more Mario Brothers. Different colors.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe there was like Luigi, Mario, Alfredo, something like that. I thought that's what you meant. Like after all these,
name them if you want: Alfredo, lasagna, spaghetti.
They should just call it the Super Mario Brothers because there's more of them.
Yes,
that's all they have to do. But that's why Agario's great. Agario's good. Agario's great. because it's relaxing, it's calming when you play it on Daniel the Demon stream or anybody's stream. Obviously, you got Red Wolf, and I don't know if Desperado does it. Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure if Red Wolf streams Agario. I'm not 100%, but when Daniel does it, it's nice because you do all the links, everybody clicks on it, and then we join in, and it's just, you also have the song requests and stuff like that, so it's even better than just playing it. That's why Twitch is such a good thing. So, hello. Oh, you want this? Here you go. Pass the Kindle to the left one time.
Kindle Fire, courtesy of Amazon.com.
Yeah, you know what? I have to say something about that. I have the original Kindle Fire, the first series of it, and it's pretty stout, and it takes a beating. It might not be the biggest screen in the world, but it's thick, stout, takes a beating. It's still a tablet with it. Because Amazon is a monopoly. You can get pretty much anything Amazon-wise on it. But they also don't do like, and yeah, I'm going to badmouth Apple a little bit. You know how exclusive Apple could have been or is with certain things, how you're trying to get things work. And, I had so much trouble with iTunes because, call me an idiot or whatever, idiot. I had problems with iTunes, but with Amazon, they have their own music streaming thing, and it goes right to my phone, which my phone sucks and has bad service, and sometimes I can't make phone calls, and then I can't send text message. But I'll tell you what, Amazon connects that fucking app to my phone, and that bitch will play some songs off my cloud, and it's great. It's greater than iTunes ever was, in my opinion. I'm not going to say people don't know about it. Obviously you do. It's Amazon, or people know about Amazon, but their streaming thing is actually really good. And not to plug another thing, but with my Prime account, I actually do get a lot of free CDs or free MP3s. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm paying for an Amazon Prime account, and I'm looking up. There's like, I love metal a lot, so I look up these metal albums. I got 10 metal albums for free. I was actually considering buying, but with the Prime account, they gave it to me for free. It goes on a separate little cloud thing, and I can load it on my phone. I can play it in my car. That's not working right now. If it was running, I could drive down the street and play it in my car.
At least the phone and Amazon works. The car,
no.
That's not too important.
The car is a charger, but my charger don't work.
Don't ever buy a charger.
Yeah, I actually had a lot of problems with it personally. Dodge, you suck, my asshole. And when I actually here's the thing.
Otherwise, when it's working, it's a nice car.
It is, and when it's clean, it's a nice car. But why am I going to clean something that keeps breaking down? And by watching years of Married with Children, wouldn't you imagine that you'd never buy a fucking Dodge?
Yeah, no brakes.
No brakes. So there's that. But the thing is, the thing that I hate the most is the fact that the transmission had to be replaced on it, and actually twice, because it had to be lower miles, not a new transmission. They did that to me. It was put in, and then there was something wrong with it because it was probably a car that was in a wreck because it was low miles and not a new transmission. So within that time period, that's all it could be. That was replaced, and it's been fine for years. The transmission's actually better than what I ended up getting from the factory, which is still technically a factory transmission, but I'm sure it had to have been in a wreck and rebuilt properly when they finally put it in there. So there's that. And now what's happening is just the regular car stuff. I really can't blame Dodge for that. It's just the car's older now, and
it has been a long time.
Yeah, things are gonna happen. Of course, they had to change the battery out a couple times. That's nothing.
You gotta put gas in it.
Gas, it's so inconvenient when you have to put gas in a vehicle. Why would anybody ever have to do that? So why don't we just have the Tesla cars already?
Yeah, then you have to charge them all the time.
Yeah, that's fine. Then it's a real charger.
Yeah.
You can actually put the name on it. But no, seriously though, it's just everything's happening. Alternator's going to go this and that, and it's going to happen. It's going to snowball. Ew, snowball. So what else are we going to talk about?
I don't know. You had some pretty good conversation. Pretty good discussion so far, actually. I think you're the better discussion maker.
It's almost a semi-useful show.
Maybe some news came up. Let me. I don't have the news sound effects. Don't even prepare.
I got one.
Oh, but I don't even know if I have news. So
News,
I'm just going
possibly
to check
by
the news
Sam
right
Cast.
now. There's no news at all.
So nothing's happened. You heard it here first on the Semi-Useless show.
Exactly.
Every Tuesday at 7:30, live, streaming right now to your face.
Oh, wait, here we go. 91-year-old woman charged with 260,000 counts of accessory to murder.
Okay.
She allegedly worked at the Nazis' Auschwitz camp with 260,000 counts of accessory to murder.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because she was a Nazi, I guess.
Tell me that she used to work at a 7-Eleven for the past 20 years. Wouldn't make sense. That makes sense.
That makes sense. I was actually like, how'd that happen? And it's like, oh, she's German. I probably should have.
Oh, how did that happen? Let me see. Nazi occupancy. It's only something that we learned from school. Let me see. A mass genocide or.
I am going to be the skepticist, if that's the right word. Skepticist.
I'll go with it.
Skeptic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the word. Skeptic. I'm going to be the skepticist. I don't know. I don't know if we should be. This is probably going to make me sound kind of,
okay.
No, the opposite.
Racist.
Yeah, let's go with that. To me, sound racist and anti-Semitic and everything that the Nazis were against.
But Hitler was a great man.
Yeah, Hitler was great. No, I'm not fond of Hitler at all.
He's not nearly as good as Agario.
No, I'm not fond of Hitler. I'm more fond of. I try to think of someone that's even worse than Hitler, but it's just
really hard to do.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I'm actually thinking of a movie character that might be worse than Hitler, and all I can think of still is Hitler.
I know. Like even Hitler in movies, it's just they actually had to make him less bad in movies to make him interesting.
Yeah, they were like
they was making goofy or something.
Give him the mustache. We'll call him Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't know if when they turn 90 and stuff, we should be like bothering them. I mean, I don't know about that because first of all, I think a lot of Nazis were brainwashed and stuff.
What was her sentence again?
Well, probably
besides Z,
life, which would be like 2 years. Let's see.
Yeah, but did they still do that ridiculous thing where like, oh, she's sentenced to 100 years when she's only got 2 years to live?
I know they always do that stupid shit. But this is Germany, so who knows how they do it? Probably the same way. But no, she's still got to go on trial.
Mm-hmm.
Which
is cool. That's good because back in the day, she might have been put on trial to be just in case she was a witch.
Yeah.
And burned at the stake. It's such a long time ago when she did these crimes against humanity.
Yeah,
so I kind of agree with you.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't because this happened to another guy like he's 90 or something like that, and it's just like I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. It's so long ago and as an act of war. It's like should we still? I mean, we're talking about something that like we're actually allies with Japan now, the U.S., and we dropped 2 nuclear bombs on them on the same time period that this woman is being arrested from.
Right.
So we were actually able to drop 2 nuclear bombs on someone and become allies with them in the same time frame that this woman is now being charged with less murders than nuclear bombs.
You actually, you have a really good point. Even though it was crimes against humanity with Nazi occupation, so she could technically be responsible for every death in that era, but they're not. They're not holding it against her. But basically,
against her.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
What, she like Hitler's right-hand woman or something? Jesus
There's
Christ.
just so many freaking people that died. And I do not agree with any of that. I don't agree with what she did or anything. But it's like she's 91. It's like, I don't know. Maybe she just kind of just brush it away.
Yeah.
There should be just like a 90. There should be a 91 law. If you're 91, that you just don't get arrested because you
the 91 law.
Just 91, not 90, not 92, 91. I don't know. It's hard.
I'm thinking, like, if they end up sentencing her and then we ended up dropping those bombs, doesn't that open a can of worms? Like, does that open the doors for basically all of America to be, tried, considering what happened since it was the American?
This is Germany, though, is doing. They're actually doing it to their own person in their own country. So it's kind of like is isolated. So I don't think it causes any cans of worms. But Germany is extremely modern. Germany is actually too I'm not gonna say too because I don't like Nazis at all, but I think they might be a little too anti-Nazi to the point where they actually censor like swastikas even for history and stuff, kind of like the Confederate flag thing for us.
Oh, because they want to act like it never happened.
Yeah, the Confederate flag isn't censored in our country or anything like that, but that's first of all the swastika is way worse, but that is censored, completely censored government wide in their country. Like you're not allowed to not fly it. Then none of the media can have it. So when they release like a video game, like if they want to release a new Wolfenstein over there, they have to change it to a Wehrmacht symbol instead, or some kind of fake Nazi symbol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, instead of the swastika.
Yeah, but the thing is doesn't the swastika in certain, not propaganda, it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Because the Nazi regime's completely gone. As far as I know, I mean, there's neo-Nazis and stuff like that, but they don't count. Come on,
no, just come on, just
it's
you're
ridiculous.
Get out of here.
It's never going to be big like how it was. Just give it a rest. All right, the good times are gone for you guys. Just go ahead and cut that out. So you got the swastika that represents the symbol of awareness, right? So why should we take that away? Doesn't it? I mean, you have to show it in the history books. You have to show things like that. Like in school, they have to show the swastika, the symbol, that you have to show how Hitler took it and made it into something different.
Yeah.
Obviously turned it into a power symbol. I think even before that, it was supposed to be a symbol of power in a way.
It was some kind of religious symbol. And
yeah.
It's some kind of religious symbol for something.
Oh, so it was actually worse.
It was like no. It was like a cross, like you have the Jesus thing with
right.
Jesus was nailed to it, that kind of thing.
He was nailed to that thing, but everybody still
because he was a shitty carpenter.
People still wear it. They still wear the thing, anyways, even though it was nailed to it. It's unbelievable. At least nobody was nailed to the swastika.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I'm saying is a symbolism that represents something that's supposed to raise awareness. It's like, okay, we don't want breast cancer anymore, so let's take the pink ribbon away. We don't want people to know about it. Well, why? That's you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just take that away? Because this is doing the same thing. You would want people to know about it. It's a horrible symbol because he made it that way, and it's a symbol of everything that happened.
Yeah.
So it should be the most pronounced and educated symbol among any kind of education around the world, whether it's how we do it, whether anywhere that was occupied. First of all, there should just be some sort of, any museum, it should have it. It should have some sort of representation of it. Now, glorifying it, I know people that collect the memorabilia because and I consider them a collector, but it's just a little on the strange side because it just so happens to have everything to do with Nazis.
I'd accept it. I think they're normal.
It's not like it's Wizard of Oz.
If they had
memorabilia.
Yeah. Now, if they had like Russian and American and British memorabilia from the war too, then I'd say they're okay.
Yeah.
It's like they're just collecting all World War II memorabilia. Just some happen to be from the German ones.
Right.
Then exactly. I agree with it. But it's just all that. It's like,
maybe I didn't see the other room where the American and the allies with the American memorabilia have, and I could be wrong, But it was definitely interesting to see that little room. It was a lovely room of death.
Yes,
as Jim Carrey would say. So, it was. You know what? I'm going to tell you, it was actually cool to see, and I feel like kind of like a piece of shit by saying it, but it's one of those things that. Yeah, I feel like a piece of shit for saying that, but it was cool to see. I'm not taking that back because I've
seen it in like pawn stores and stuff. I think it looks.
Yeah, but think of the scale. This was like wall-to-wall memorabilia hung up. There were certain things. I mean, this guy was a collector, crazy collector. And any kind of collector of anything is kind of interesting, of something that you don't normally see. So you walk into something like that, and you know that you're never going to probably ever see it again. That much of a collection in such a small space. He had a museum's worth of shit in one room. It was unbelievable. And, of course, we walked through like as it was a normal thing. Like it was Matchbox cars or something. That's how he treated it. I didn't treat it that way at all. I was just kind of looking around, and I was just wowed by how many swastikas I saw. It was completely crazy. And if I were to pick the person's brain and see what they were all about or whatever, I mean, he seems like a really good person. But I don't want to ask. do you support Hitler or would you have supported Hitler? I don't even want to know, you know, because it's none of my business. Obviously, you're a collector. You wanted to show it. So you did. And that's something it will forever be burned into my brain. The only thing left to do is just have, you know, have it carved right in your head.
by Brad Pitt.
By the guy that's not Hugo Stiglitz, because that's the only name I can remember in that movie ever.
The guy that Brad Pitt plays.
The guy that says Arrivederci.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of symbolism and Inglourious Bastards, there was this thing, and obviously you can pull anything from anything, but they were saying, YouTube was saying, I can't give the credit because I can't remember who did the video.
The YouTube.
The YouTube. The Tube, I watched a video on of the pawn shop in Pulp Fiction, and they show the symbolism of everything basically that Bruce Willis picks up in Pulp Fiction before he picks up the samurai sword to go back into the Gimpy Gimperton situation in that movie. And which after all these years, out of every movie, I can't say what it is, what happens, because it's still such a surprise. The movie's so good that I refuse to spoil it for anybody, even if they haven't watched it. You know, it's one of those things where there's a spoiler and a main part in there, and such a great movie all the way around. It just seems like a massive spoiler. Kind of like the one thing in Alien. Remember, everybody knows even if you don't watch certain movies, movies. The one thing with the crew member that's not necessarily a crew member, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, of course. That's the real surprise. It's not that like, oh, they die. Like some people die. Yeah.
Which was great.
Of course people are gonna die.
I've never seen the joke made in anything. Like, we knew there was an alien, Sigourney Weaver, the alien in her was made fun of. They did spoofs on it.
I didn't see the movie until like 3 years ago. And I never knew about that part.
1 or 2 years ago for me, and I never knew about it either, so it made the movie great because I thought I almost didn't want to watch it because of all the spoilers. I figured
that part still surprised you, even because nobody ever talked about it for some reason. Like Star Wars, we're already, you're spoiled from birth. Just
everywhere, yeah.
It's everywhere. You know how all the movies end. You know how they start.
But everything. I will say that even though I wasn't a Star Wars fan forever, that if you actually have not ever seen it and you go into it, it's still a very great and entertaining movie. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
I can't say that I know anything about the too much about the physics or things that make sense, like how the Star Wars freaks and the fanatics actually go, this is how this worked. If I just sit back and I watch the movie, it's entertaining, and I'm not going to say it's entertaining like any other movie because it is unique, but there's a lot of other movies out there that I'm into that aren't Star Wars that are very unique and it entertains me just as much. I'm not a fanatic, but people can make fun of it, whatever, but it is still a good movie and very entertaining. So can't take that away from it. Same thing with Alien. When I watched it, I was like, it is a good fucking movie. They made a good movie back then that was I don't know, that just the plot and everything, it really sucks you in. And even though I saw the spoofs on it and stuff like that, shave head, Sigourney Weaver, whatever, that type of shit. The alien and then the multiple things coming out of its mouth. You see a million of those things.
Yeah.
Throughout the 90s especially.
You don't ever see the robot or the.
We didn't say anything. Stop the broadcast. No,
there's a robot in the movie.
Yeah, let's just say there's a robot in the movie.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Like, and the same thing with Pulp Fiction. So, with Pulp Fiction, before going back to that, Bruce Willis decides to pick up certain items in the pawn shop. And this isn't a spoiler at all. There's certain items he picks up in the pawn shop. He picks up a bat, picks up a sword, he picks up a chainsaw, and then he picks up something else. I think is it a hammer?
I forget.
It was something in Django Unchained that Leonardo DiCaprio does. It may have been a knife. Maybe it was a hammer. I can't remember. There was something in Django Unchained It's so funny. I can't connect the newest one to one of the old ones, not the oldest movie he made, obviously. But he had the samurai sword he picks up in the pawn shop, Kill Bill. The bat. Remember the Jew bear?
Yeah.
And that's in the movie. I'm not trying
Chainsaw. Where's
I'm not
Chainsaw?
trying to say Jew bear like as if I made it up. That's the guy's name in the movie. That's the thing.
Chainsaw.
Well, you had the bat, you had the samurai sword. There was something else in Django that actually was in that pawn shop too that he picked up, and I cannot remember it, so I'm not helping at all with that. But he does pick up a chainsaw, and I'm wondering if there's a hack and slash, something that I missed, maybe something he did with Robert Rodriguez.
Maybe he has one coming up.
That's what I'm thinking. How is he going to use that chainsaw now? Because we all know he does the out of the trunk view with the the cliche things that are now cliche as Tarantino. But still very entertaining. I mean, I could watch a whole movie, see a trunk scene, and then forget about that. He always does that, and then like, oh yeah, he did it again,
It's like a Seinfeld thing.
But he does a very good job at everything that he does. So, yeah, Tarantino, you know how to direct movies. Nobody ever said that before.
Stanley Kubrick, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh my God, unbelievable! If you actually watch 2001, have you watched 2001:
No.
A Space Odyssey? Okay, if you watch that movie, just think of when it was made and like how the fuck did they do that?
Yeah,
I
bet I will. That's my best thought while watching Alien. Different director, of course, but
yeah.
Well, not really. It's more like they didn't have computers, so they actually had to make it look good.
Mm-hmm. There's certain things that they had to do to make it look
they had
like
computers,
that.
but you know what I mean?
Yeah, and none of them were HAL.
No, I know Hal's a big motherfucker.
There's another reason why you have to watch the movie. You just made that up. HAL. Oh my God, HAL. He's a motherfucker.
No, big motherfucker. I said.
He's HAL is isn't that what that one black lady said in that video? She said I think she said Kapuya. It had something to do with HAL. They're the size of a quarter, doggone.
I don't know what you're talking about at all.
You've never seen that?
I probably have.
They said Kapuya, Kapuya.
I don't remember that. No.
Man, them jokers was big. You don't remember seeing that video?
No.
Well, now you need to watch that and 2001: A Space Odyssey. They both have HAL, and they're both very entertaining.
Nice. Also, a very highly referenced movie is that one. Like okay. I played so many games where you just see well, first of all,
don't say do you want to play a game because it's not that movie. That's War Games.
That's Saw. Oh.
No,
Saw
you wouldn't say Saw, but anybody that's older would say War Games.
I know, that's right, because we actually talked about that on the show.
Oh, did we?
I think so. Like, that sounds familiar. Like, oh, would you say War Games or Saw?
Well, I think I told you about it off the show, and unless I'm becoming an old man, I'm repeating stories and unfortunately doing it on the air, but I'm going to tell it anyways. I actually saw a YouTube comment where somebody said, do you want to play a game? And then somebody's like, LOL, Saw, ha ha ha. And I'm like, I typed it. I was like, fuck that shit. I was like, I'm thinking War Games. And then another guy, of course, comments, yeah, War Games, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm old, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it came from. I'm thinking War Games all the way.
Hal, I've seen, all right. Hal's just in everything. Hal's one of the most, I think one of the most referenced things there is Hal from 2001: Space Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Because first of all, Metal Gear Solid, that's the guy's the scientist's name, Hal. He's named after that. He's actually named after that in the game.
All right.
His parents actually named him Hal after 2001: Space Odyssey.
Now, is this the scientist that looks like the guy that's doing the head transplant you were talking about earlier?
No. You remember Metal Gear Solid 1, his name's Otacon, but
okay.
His real name's Hal.
Gotcha.
Shadow Warrior, you're randomly running through a level, and then there's just something that says, what the hell does it say? It's actually funny because it was oh god.
Now is the time for your brain to work.
No, I forgot what it said, but because it's a game in Japan and stuff, and there's something funny about it. Like they made it Japanese, but like racistly Japanese. It's just like Hal, something to do with Hal, but you see like the red dot on the wall, and you don't think of it at first. Like, wait a minute, that kind of looks like
Hal the Japanese flag.
No. But was like it's supposed to kind of like a button or something, and then you're just like, or it's just like an eye scanner,
Mhm.
and then like you don't think of it at first, like wait a minute, that looks just like, and you go up to it, and yeah, it makes a joke about it. I can't remember. It was like how, God, what was it? I don't remember what it said in the game, but it was
I
fun.
love how our show consists of not saying what it is.
I know. It's just
Like,
we don't know. We
really don't know shit about shit.
You gotta look it up yourself to find out what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So stop watching the show immediately and look up these things live, and then come back to us still not knowing what we're talking about.
Jesus.
And that's why it's a semi-useless show.
Exactly.
Tuesday, 7:30, every Tuesday.
If we were actually,
even this Tuesday,
if we actually told you the facts, and it would be a useful show. So that's why it's semi-useless.
Right. That's it. There you go. You have your answer to what you've, as a viewer. Okay. Well, there's a certain amount of viewers not available. No, the numbers are not available. It must be such a high viewing content. Yeah. It happens every time I do the show, though. That's what's so weird about it. Yeah. You know, like, I don't know where the other part of the infinite symbol is, the infinity symbol, but like it's when two zeros come together. Yeah. You know, but it's only got the top half. So I don't know what that means. Is it like beyond infinity?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Zero viewers. And I mean, we're 2 viewers right here, so it's got to mean something.
I'm watching you. You're watching me. And for once, it's not creepy.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't know about it the one time, but you know, sure. In a second story, it's really hard to spy on you.
Well,
plus we're brothers, so that's gay and incestuous at the same time.
Gay and incestuous, but we had a show called Incest Fest once, so.
Right, so that explains everything. You got to watch that. That was another show that we did every Tuesday at 7:30. It's a semi-useless show.
Don't ever watch it again.
I'm trying to think of something else that I was going to say earlier, and I can't. So what do you got to say?
Do you have anything else to say at all? Because we can go into the shitty aftermath and just kind of like...
We're going to have to do a shitty aftermath.
All right. All right, all you schmoes, welcome to the shitty aftermath.
Shitty aftermath. Math.
Science.
Yeah, science is. This shitty aftermath is brought to you by science, which was involved in everything.
Yes, it was also involved in the nuclear bombing of Japan.
Oh yeah, science was involved in the show a lot. Yes. With all the topics that we did. Mm-hmm. Science is also involved in shit.
2001: A Space Odyssey?
Makes sense. 2001, you know, that's a pretty good example that you brought up there. You know, it's only everything to do with science. So I don't know why I didn't say that, but science is involved with the infections and scabs and rashes that we get. Not that I'm saying that.
That must be on your face right now because you're just rubbing the shit out of it.
You know, and where my hand is, you don't see my hand scratching as well. So
right now I'm scratching my back. It's my back. It's way up here.
But you know, if your dick is on your back, how's that go?
Or your back is it's like funny thing about my cock. Funny thing about my back.
Cock is on my back.
Funny thing about my back, it's on my cock.
It's not how it goes at all.
Yes, it is.
No.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. No, funny thing about my back, it's on my cock. He says that.
No, he says my dick is on my back, I think, or something.
No, because he's like, I'll scratch my back, you scratch yours. So he's like, oh, funny thing about my back, it's on my cock, because he wants her to scratch his cock.
We're talking about Superbad for whoever's never watched Superbad, and that is like in my top 5 favorite movies ever.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's perfect and funny.
Yeah, it's funny and it's also perfect.
You can't get any better than that.
Yeah.
The only thing you could do is just order it immediately and watch it on. I don't think it's on Netflix. maybe order it on Amazon,
I'll
or
fact check that right now.
the only thing that you can watch it on ever, because Amazon's just a multi-monopoly conglomerate, And the reason why I still order from Amazon is because I'm an anti-disestablishmentarianismologist.
Well, yeah, when you're ordering from Amazon, you're actually ordering from the #1 retailer in the United States. You are not. So if you actually go to Walmart, you're actually supporting capitalism.
Yeah, and communism as well, because the broomsticks may be made in China.
Yeah,
I don't know if is that still capitalist.
China is partially communist or something.
Partially or something. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always confusing.
I know it's so confusing when you grow up buying everything from China as a kid, or your parents do, and then also you hear about communism, and then you're just like, okay, so how did this happen? And then you have this false thing in your head. It's like, you can grow up with parents that's like, oh, America, and we're going to buy these vehicles, and these vehicles are pieces of shit. And as your parents get older, they end up buying Hondas anyways,
Yeah,
or Kias.
yeah.
And all that means nothing at all, because it eventually just went from a broomstick from matchsticks to broomsticks to stick shifts. It's like it goes from something so small to cars. Next thing you know, you're buying China homes. Well, there's the thing with Chinese drywall. As soon as they start hitting the home market, though, there's a big protection here in this country. Anybody outside that tries to hit the home market, they always try to put you through the ringer or put the screws to you. Like if you're an investor here, well, actually, I take that back. If you're an investor here in the States, they put the screws to you. They love outside investors. They want to, take advantage of that cash money and stuff like that from out of the country. Hey, our country's doing good and our economy here is great. But then if somebody from the actual, like from the county that the home is being sold in lives in that county, they put them through the screws. They have lawyer fees and stuff like that. There's no closing costs. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's no closing costs, but it's a fee because it's not a closing cost. You know what I mean? Shit like that fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay a certain company, and you're really paying a lawyer, and there's so many palms greased. But I guess it's the cost of doing business. You're actually punished if you do. Well, I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to expose anything for what it is. Not a conspiracy thing. Just let's just say there's an investor that has money, and they're willing to pay cash. You get put through the ringer.
Yeah.
So, and that's my piece on that. The shitty aftermath, not funny at all. Sorry,
they don't always have to be funny, but preferred.
How about educational?
No, it's pretty good actually. It's actually
okay.
That's probably actually been in the regular show and not on the shitty aftermath.
Yeah, probably.
But no, you're right, because
the decline of America
that would actually
in general.
That would be useful and we don't want that on the show. So I'm sorry.
Right, we don't want anything useful.
Nope.
We're supposed to keep it lighthearted and stuff like that.
Supposed to keep it useless because it's a semi.
Yeah. One thing about this camera that I don't like is I actually look my age now. Before, when I had the laptop camera, I was like, I could probably pass off for maybe a 20.
I know it does. It does reveal your details a lot more.
No, I mean, I can actually see. I didn't even know. Here's what's really fucked up. Here's how bad the lighting is in my house normally with the mirrors. And what's mostly fucked up about this is I had no idea that I had wrinkles on my forehead at all until I put this camera on with this good lighting.
I don't see wrinkles.
Like, holy shit.
Well, yeah, when you do that, but I mean,
I look like Jack Nicholson on.
I can't do it. Jack Nicholson on everything?
Jack Nicholson on everything. Speed, cocaine. Why can't we just go get an 8-ball and have some fun? All right, I don't know what to do here. We're past what is it? It's almost
almost 9.
Almost 9. What is that? That's 7:30. 1, 2.
We did a good hour and a quarter.
We did do a good hour and a quarter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who says
we
it's
did good.
Be
We're talking hours? As if the show's over already.
Yeah.
Maybe it should be.
What do you think?
I think we should end the show.
All right. Well,
I wish it had outro music, but it doesn't happen.
All right. It's good to see y'all again.
It's good to see everybody, and shout out to Michael, who's getting married this weekend.
Yes, very much.
Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations.
Very much congratulations. I will be there soon, and we'll have a good time and enjoy ourselves. And Sam's going to be home. He'll be whacking it off or something, so he'll be enjoying himself too.
Yes.
But we'll be there, and we'll see you then, and we'll see you on the next show, a Semi-Useless show. Every Tuesday, 7:30.
7:30 p.m.
Eastern time. Like where they have the big heads, right? Isn't that Eastern?
Yeah, Eastern Island.
Eastern Island. So if you're watching on Eastern Island,
it's actually Easter Island, but I like to say Eastern because it's probably like, if Americans, well, they're Easterns.
They're Easterns, yeah. Plus, there's already an Easter Island where there's like bunnies and eggs and shit.
Yeah, there's that. So, there's that one.
That's what I remember from my religious experience as a kid.
There's something to do with Jesus too, but I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot what it was too. I'm sure it's something important though, but I'll remember it. I'll bring it up on the next show. There's some sort of history there that's important.
Yeah, next show will be near Easter.
It will be.
No, not even close.
Oh, okay. So you almost had me.
It's closer. We're getting closer to. You know what? I think we might actually be close to a year doing this or more.
It could be.
Because I remember I came on about Halloween of last year, and it's getting close to that time again.
Oh, yeah. That's when the show got good.
So you say. But, I mean, you guys are doing a month or two. I don't know. Maybe
so I did.
We gotta look that up and see what the anniversary is. So you can't miss that. Right. Might even be this show. It wouldn't be the same date, but we got to get within the same week because, dates always land on Tuesdays. But you know what I mean. We'll be like, oh, we've done it a year now. We got to have some kind of...
you know what? We're going to do that. Any schmoes that are watching this right now, we're going to do a year celebration. We're going to try to get everybody we've ever had on the show, which is 4 people. No. We'll have everybody...
5 once.
Actually, I'm calling this out without Jimmy. Jimmy, on our year anniversary, we got to try to get everybody that's ever been on the show, including sound drop people, stuff like that. We got to have him as a special guest. That might happen.
We'll see.
Well, see you later, Schmo.
Until then, see you next week.
Let it be a week.
Yep.
Don't have a week.
Week. Have a good week, everybody.
Night. Keep your buttholes tight.